Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to my third episode of There Is No Right or Wrong, Only Lessons. It's a beautiful spiritual morning in Sydney and raining heavily. Today, I want to talk about a belief that can transform how we face life's challenges. And it's called, whatever happens, happens for the good. Now I know, when things go wrong, this is the hardest sentence to accept. When plans fail, when people disappoint us, when wealth, money, or relationships don't go the way we hoped, the human mind immediately looks for someone to blame. We blame ourselves, we blame others, we blame circumstances, sometimes we even blame God or destiny. And this reaction is not because we are bad people. It is because from childhood we are trained to expect results when we make effort. So when results don't come, the mind becomes frustrated. But here is something very important to understand. We are gifted with intelligence, the ability to think, question, analyze, and plan. That is what makes human unique. But intelligence without emotional and spiritual wisdom can become a source of trauma and stress. Questioning is powerful when it leads to growth, but questioning that leads to regret, anger, or guilt does not improve the future. It only poisons the present. So let me give you an image to think about. Life is like the sea. People love sitting near the ocean, rivers, and waterfalls. Why? Because water is always moving, sometimes calm, sometimes violent, sometimes gentle, sometimes stormy, but never stagnant. In the same way, life is designed to move. Ups and downs are not mistakes. They are part of the design. Change is not the problem. Our resistance to change is the problem. And when we are young, stories always end with, and they lived happily ever after. But the real life does not work like that. There is no permanent, happily living ever after. There is only one continuous growth through experience. You can work hard. You can plan carefully. But full control over outcomes is an illusion. And when we understand this, something powerful happens. We stop fighting life. We start flowing with it. Let me share a beautiful story that explains this. There was once upon a time a king who went hunting in the mountains with his minister. While chasing an animal, the bowstring cut the king's hand very badly. In pain and anger, the king shouted, "This is terrible. Why did this happen to me?" The minister calmly said, "Your Majesty, whatever happens, happens for the good." The king became very furious. He threw the minister into a well. Later that day, the king was captured by tribes who planned to sacrifice him. But when they saw his injured hand, they believed he was not fit for sacrifice, and they released him. The king immediately realized the truth of his minister's words. He rushed back, freed the minister, and apologized. The minister smiled and said, "If you had not thrown me into the well, I would have been with you, and I would have been sacrificed." What looked like punishment was actually protection. What looked like loss was actually safety. And now when we hear stories like this, we say, yes, it sounds nice, but real life is different. But real life follows the same principle. Many times we only understand the meaning of events years later. The job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the business that failed. At that time, it felt like the worst thing happened in the world. But later you realize it redirected you to something better. This is not luck. This is life guiding you. And the belief is not about doing nothing. It is not about giving up. It's about doing your best and trusting the outcome. As we discussed earlier, act where you can, accept when you cannot take control. I have personally accepted financial losses, health challenges, and professional setbacks. And what helped me move forward was only one practice. Every morning, I remind myself whatever happens today happens for the good. I'll give my best and I will not fight what I cannot change. The mindset does not remove problems, but it removes the emotional suffering we add on top of problems. And remember, your mind and body are deeply connected. Fear weakens, hope strengthens, and belief heals. That is why practices like prayer, meditation, Reiki, or forgiveness techniques exist across cultures. Different methods, same principle. Positive, focused energy. You are not powerless. You are an energy source. And when you align your thoughts with acceptance and faith, your resilience becomes stronger than your circumstances. So here is your simple practice for this week. When something does not go as planned, pause and say, I don't see the reason yet, but I trust this is happening for my growth. Then ask yourself, what is the best situation teaching me? Why did this happen to me? Then ask yourself, what is the situation teaching me? Patience, courage, new direction, better boundaries, because every experience, especially the painful ones, carries a reason. And lessons are not punishments, they are upgrades. Let me leave you with this thought. You cannot control every wave, but you can control how to surf. Life will rise and fall. Your peace depends on how you ride those waves. So trust the process. Trust yourself. And trust that even delays, detours, and disappointments are shaping you for something better. Thank you for your time with me today. In our next episode, we will talk about how to build emotional strength in daily life, even when steps keeps returning. Until then, stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, there is no right or wrong, only lessons. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode.